Can men and women just be friends? I mean, we already know the answer, girl. Yes, they can. But this Jubilee video might have some other things to say about that, so let's get into it.
So you're saying you care more about money than a relationship?
I don't give a if she was a homie. But if she stole my money, yeah, that affects my life.
Okay. Funny already, I like that. How will they fall in this
Men
spectrum?
and women cannot just be friends.
They absolutely can. Because I'm a man and I have female friends. Because what you're assuming by asking this question is a heterosexual man. I just need them to get more specific because they're already failing.
3, 2, 1.
Cannot.
Men and women cannot just be friends. Men and women
He's still
cannot.
deciding, but I'll go ahead.
So strongly agree that men and women cannot just be friends.
There's always this underlying current to a man and a woman when they're just friends, because there's this sexual attraction, this energy that you can't even see it. It's always flowing. And men, as you know, you guys are conquerors.
Straight men.
You want a conquest. You want to, even if it's a friend, sometimes that develops.
Now, I will agree with this, girl. A lot of straight men have like a deep desire to make women their sexual objects, right? Let me move this. I do understand what you're saying when she says that. When it comes to heterosexual men being friends with heterosexual women or any type of women, a lot of heterosexual men do have a deep desire to just like, to make that woman his sexual conquest, his like, I'm going to go after this thing. It's the chase, right? It's a really unhealthy primitive instinct. Not all heterosexual men, but there's a good number of them.
Into more simply because law of familiarity, you start getting close and comfortable, and maybe you weren't attracted to her initially, but that opposition of that sexual polarity always kicks in.
What if the man is like not attracted to women? Just like generally, do you think that's still?
You mean if they take a different,
Like a gay man and
sexual orientation
and a woman being friends?
Well, I think that's different, perhaps.
Why? One of the men in the back was like, oh, I didn't think about that. There's such baboon brains.
They're attracted to men, so in that moment, they have taken on the feminine energy.
So they only want to conquer the men, not the women.
Well, in that, there's always masculine and feminine energy, whether you're a man or woman. So if the man is gay and identifies as being attracted to men, then he's in a feminine energy, mostly. Now, let's break this down. She's assuming that because you like men as a male, that you, a lot of gay men do have more divine feminine energy because we harness it and we're okay with it and we like it because we're comfortable with who we are. But that man does not have to take on feminine energy fully to be attracted to masculinity, because there are so many gay men who are have both like such beautiful divine feminine energy, and they both come together. Now, if there's two of them, there's one that's more masculine and more feminine, but that's for another.
Two of my best friends are women. We have great times together all the time. Not once have I considered sleeping with them or anything like that.
Ever?
No. But that's the thing is, though.
In
that's
their
why,
darkest hour, in your darkest hour, come on.
No.
Because you like started off.
Because we started off as friends.
Okay. So what we're already doing here is we're doing something wrong. Just because someone may have wanted to sleep with someone doesn't mean they let that primitive sexual urge carry them. Okay? There have been people I've been friends with, men who I've been like, oh my God, okay. But I know, let's not do that, and we can remain friends.
This is like I said.
Because I keep pausing because I have a lot to say, girl. Because yet again, it's the idea that all men want, because, oh my God, here we go, that all straight men just want sex. It's that idea. That the only thing that heterosexual men want out of a friendship with women is sex, comes from the fact that a lot of them, that's all they want. Like, they get close to these women for the purpose of making them their sexual conquest and conquering them sexually, like they were saying earlier.
But there are a lot of situations where that's just not the case.
I was never attracted to them.
A lot of relationships start like that today, even though I discourage it. They say, I'm not attracted to them, but it'll grow. And I'm always like, it can happen.
It can, but
But the odds of it, so I agree with you on that as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I do
Slim to
understand
none.
and I get it, but like 2 of my best friends are women, and not once. Everyone keeps saying like, oh, you're gonna do, and I'm like, it's not.
You never know.
Yeah,
Life is a long time.
Are your friends attractive?
Yes.
Like they look good.
But attractive is subjective.
But like
depend on
this like generally speaking, like your
Yes.
girls like look good, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you was just lonely, like it's been a moment, you didn't want to beat it, you know what I mean? Or like, you know.
There's a special exemption. I'm non-monogamous, so I never have to worry about intimacy.
Well, that's why.
Well, so you getting played. So you ain't worried about your man.
He's like getting it, so he doesn't need it. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you was lonely, you wasn't getting it though.
Yet again, another idea, right? That like there is so much assuming that heterosexual people do. There is so much like assuming that everyone is straight. I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. I should do a video on this. Everybody in the world is not straight, and maybe this is like confusing to you, but heteronormativity has to die. It just has to die, because yet again, this idea in this video is like, oh man, like if you was just lonely, you needed somebody to hook up with, and you didn't feel like beating your meat anymore, you would hit up one of your homegirls and be like, hey, what you doing? What if she's not into you? What if she's not into you? What if she, so like he was saying, the woman has to be attractive, but the man doesn't? What? Just because you are friends with someone of the opposite sex does not mean that's gonna, because I'm a gay man and I've been friends with men. I've been friends with straight men. That doesn't mean that's gonna happen. I've been friends with a gay man. That doesn't mean that's gonna happen, because we're not. But like, some of these straight men are just like, some of these straight men were left like. Some of these straight men have not evolved past the Neolithic Revolution, and we need to catch them up.
And your friend was throwing it
I
at
guess
you?
that's a different situation. That's what I'm saying. I know I've been
belong over here, though.
Come to the dark side.
If he's not attracted, if we're not attracted,
Yeah,
it's just friends.
it's just friends. Yeah.
As a straight, very monogamous man, I grew up mainly being friends with women. I felt more comfortable in those spaces. I felt more comfortable talking to women. I've never been like a bro, rah, 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 that type of thing. So I think men and women absolutely can be. I have friends that I've had since elementary school, middle school. We talk very often and we talk about all these things, and it has never affected that aspect of the relationship because we're men and women.
Also, I don't feel like a lot of men they do not have emotional literacy. Neither do they have the language. A lot of men just don't have the emotional literacy or the language to be able to, one, express how they're feeling, and two, be in platonic, non-romantic, non-sexual relationships with women. Because of our evolutionary biology and what has happened through our evolution as primates, we are trying to match our primitive instincts to our homo transcendent desire, and it's not working. Like, we can't be homo transcendents and be these primitive beings who only listen to our hormonal desires and our instincts. Like, we have to figure out a way to where these two things can work together. And in this video, we're clearly seeing that, like, some men have certain ideas. Like, if your only interaction as a heterosexual man with women is when you want to have sex with them or date them, you're doing it wrong. You need to be around divine femininity, even if that's with queer people. Period. Anybody. If your only interaction with anyone that you like is when you want to date them or mess around with them, you're doing it wrong. You have to be around that energy in a non-sexual or romantic context. What do you like about them that isn't physical or sexual? Do the thinking. Some of y'all straight men are heterosexual but homoromantic. Are heterosexual but biromantic. Are homosexual but heteroromantic. Meaning you like heterosexual, you like having sex with the opposite sex, but homoromantic, you want to do everything else. You want to go to the store, you want to go shopping, you want to do all of that.
with someone at the same time. I need to stop talking.
We're just people, and people can be friends. It's not.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
So my perspective is from kind of a Christian worldview.
Yes.
Oh, his shirt says save the children. Oh my God. No! No! No, we can't do this right now. No. His shirt says save the children. Oh my God. I'm about to roast you to ashes. Save the children. Save your hair. 2000 and with a wrist, nothing you wear. And next to this beautiful, bro. Woo!
I believe that, you know, God created man and woman to come together in love and attraction, to be one. And so from that standpoint, I believe that there is just a natural attraction. I have had some extremely close friends that were girls, and that attraction just developed because it wasn't just physical, but it was love. It was getting to see how they were around their family, around kids, what they do for work, what they do for school, developing that. That relationship. So from my perspective, that attraction develops because I wasn't just looking at her from just, you know, she's just a body. Yeah, she's just a piece of meat. Yeah. You develop that emotional.
They need to change the title of this video to "Can straight men and straight women just be friends?" Or be just friends. Can straight men and straight women just be friends? They need to do that. Thank you.
Attraction, emotional
Which is why I'm over here. Yes, joining this dark side.
I would ask.
Because I completely agree with you on that. From the same Christian standpoint, 100.
Oh my God. Divorce. This is why divorce. Because there is, girl, oh my God. If I had no other gay men around me, I would go crazy. Like if I, this is such a complicated, because it's like you as a heterosexual man need divine femininity around you just like you need divine masculinity. Even if it's with gay men or with women. But if this has nothing to do with this God that you're talking about, it has everything to do with you and your problem and our society, like fabricating who it is that it's trying to make us, right? This has nothing to do with the God that you believe in. This has something to do with society brainwashing you into believing certain things, right? You can have friends as a straight male that are women and not be attracted to them at all. Just like I am allowed to have male friends who are straight, bi, gay, pan, whatever, and not be attracted to them at all.
I would ask.
Because I completely agree with you on that. From the same Christian standpoint, 100%.
This is
I would date someone I do not find physically attractive.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
I would date someone I do not find physically attractive.
Ah, man.
No! What? We just had this conversation. Physical is important to us as primates. And so we can't run away from how important physical, what we see, how important that is to us with attraction, right? There are people who are sapiosexual and y'all are so beautiful, right? And most people wanna see something physically and then when they get to know that thing physically, right? They see another primate, they like the way that primate looks, they want to engage with that human primate, right? And so they grow, whatever. So would I date someone I don't find physically attractive? I'm probably not.
Wait, you want to say something first?
I do it all the time because there's a lot you don't, just from the physicalness, it's like sometimes there's some people that I learned just by not going in based off physical attraction is I end up being attracted to them just because of their personality. And, you know, looks can be deceiving. I could say the same on the opposite end where I thought someone was absolutely attractive, but then I got to know them and they were the worst person I could have possibly been on a date with.
I feel like you can definitely not be attracted to somebody initially, and then as you get
Yeah,
I feel like at that point, like once I like someone's personality romantically, I probably also think they're attractive.
I would say that for some, you know, it's not a
Oh my God, straight black men get on my nerves. 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 Straight black men, they get on my nerve. Maybe that's
the video he was from. He was from the penile one. They were compensating for something.
Reflection on your character, how weighted appearance versus personality might be. It differs from person to person. I think that we have our preferences, and I think that a certain element of physical attractiveness is fitness, health, hygiene, and that reflects on usually competence, responsibility, and dedication. But I do see it as important, although not the whole package by any means.
Right. It's the very first impression you get of most people.
Yes.
Because, like, you meet someone and you can't hear their voice first thing most of the time, you just see them. And you're like, oh, that person's attractive. Or like, I don't see myself with that person because I don't find them attractive. And that's totally fine. Not everybody's attracted to everybody. But me personally, I would not be with someone I don't find attractive.
So I gotta give context here, right? If I'm meeting you in person and you don't look good, then I'm over there with y'all. But if I'm meeting you through a dating app and I get catfished, but you're kind of cool, then, because I met a girl that had nice pictures.
I can't.
But then when I seen her in person,
don't
she
like
was a little bit bigger than I prefer, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Well, everyone can have nice pictures today.
Now, there's nothing wrong with being a bit bigger, but for preference sake, I wasn't really feeling it. But her personality is what got me. And then I started.
Here's the funny thing about some dudes. They don't know when to shut up.
They entertaining it. So, right, even though I got catfished, I actually considered, taking her seriously.
And I also date, like, sometimes I really try this because it's led to some great people I've got to meet along the way. I will date outside of my preferences just to see what that's like.
If you're not initially attracted to that person and have a strong sexual attraction, then it's not going to work because we know that.
I want to know what she does because I feel like she has some like spiritual, some sort of like matchmaking, something's going on there, and I don't agree with everything she's saying, but I kind of understand I get
my preferences just to see what that's
I like them.
If you're not initially attracted to that person and have a strong sexual attraction, then it's not going to work because we know that relationships get worse, not better. That's like, I don't know, I think it's a recipe for a disaster.
Cheating is the worst thing my partner could do to me.
They could kill me. And who would want to kill me? Yeah. Oh God, I'm gonna get assassinated. Dang it. Dang it. Well, if that happens in the future, girl, I said it was going to, I predicted it on the January the 2nd, 2024 at 11:36 p.m. Girl. Yes, I'm recording this at 11:36 p.m. They could kill me. What you mean?
Recipe for a disaster.
Cheating is the worst thing my partner could do to me. 3, 2, 1.
They kill me.
I feel like there's like probably worse things like in theory that a partner could do to their partner, but just because that's such an important aspect for me, and like I feel like my partners in the past have like been very aware that was like something that I actively would not do. I feel like that would just make that adds like an extra element of evil.
Yeah, my mind goes to marriage. I mean, when you marry this woman, when I marry one. Woman someday, you promise literally everything you have to be with her, literally thick and thin, to be with her through everything, through highs and lows. And I mean, if you do something like cheating, it's basically like, screw this love, this wasn't real, these promises that I made between us and God.
What does this save our and then the flag on the side? Oh, girl. I don't know if I can listen to him anymore.
I mean nothing. I think for a lot of Christians, that's like a big thing, is cheating. I mean,
100%. And it's one of the 10 commandments too. It's like, do not commit adultery.
Yeah.
So that is definitely the worst thing because getting married is a promise between you and that person and God.
I mean, technically there's worse things, like they could kill you, which would probably be the worst thing because then like you're not even in the picture.
You belong over here.
So I'm kind of like, but
there
I would say
worse, girl.
that would like destroy me and I would never even think about something like that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I was actually cheated on like 4 or 5 months ago. I struggled with self-esteem so much growing up, and that was the worst thing that could have happened. That destroyed any chance I had at self-love at that time. And it was just devastating for me. Like, it really was just devastating, because it didn't just destroy that relationship, it destroyed my entire image of myself that I had built up based on other people's validation, and I had to rip it down to the studs and just fully start over. Yeah, so that's why I'm over here. Strongly agree. For me personally, it was the worst thing that could have happened.
Cheating is f***ed up. It's not a good feeling. Is it the worst thing that a partner could do to me? To be honest, I've outgrown that. Bro, I had over $250,000 stolen from me this year, bro. And that put me in a dark-ass place. Now imagine, if my partner stole that.
How do you just throw... People just throw stuff. People need therapy.
money from me, or she was just a homie. I'd be more mad about the money, you feel me, right?
I don't have that money to be stolen.
So you're saying you care more about money than a relationship?
But because...
Oh, girl, who's the one that said that? Who said that? Wait a minute, girl. Hold up. I need to watch more videos like that. Is it the girl in the green? I bet it was her. What?
So you're saying you care...
Yeah, it's the girl in the green. It was the girl in the green.
Care more about money than a relationship?
But because at the end of the day, me and my ex, we ain't together no more, so I don't give a f*** if she was a homie. If she was, right? But if she stole my money, yeah, that affects my life. You know what I mean, right? So my whole thing is, when we talking about the prom, is cheating the worst thing that a partner could do for me? I've been cheated on before. The first time I was cheated on, bro, I was petty. I was in high school, bro. I drove all the way to the crib and told her mom what she was doing with me. You know what I mean, right? I was vengeful. But now I just be like, you know, so many people do it. There's worse things that they happen. Like, if you kill my mom, I'd be more mad rather than you f***ing a homie.
The sanctity of marriage is supposed to be till death do us part. That doesn't mean if your carnal flesh gave in and you had, you know, an indiscretion that you're able to hit the door running. No, that means there's work to be done. We have problems. For me, I think it actually can be the best thing because it's a sign that there is a...
They're sick and tired of this one. Yo, they're tired of her. They are tired of this girl. They are sick and tired of this girl. Look at his face. Go back. We have to go back. Bro.
That you're able to hit the door running. No, that means there's work to be done. We have problems. For me, I think it actually can be the...
No, they cut her off. Because she said something else.
Best thing because it's a sign.
Bro! Oh my God!
That there is a huge problem in the relationship that needs fixed. Most sex is not emotional, so it's just a bodily.
Most sex is not emotional. I think neuroscience would disagree with. I think that, like, because certain neurons are fired, because certain hormones are being released, I do think there's emotional attachment that can happen when having sex with people. I don't think we hold on to all those people. Maybe our body does, like subconsciously. We don't recognize it. But I think that there is a potential for for a lot of sex to be non-emotional. But I think it's the principle. It's the cheating is the worst my partner could do to me. It's the principle of it, right?
Acts that animals do, and you're going to blow up a marriage or a relationship with children over sex. To me, I think that is ridiculous.
But sex,
you could say that about the person doing the cheating too.
I've been cheated on, so I have been cheated on.
Well, so you think that's something you could you have gotten over it?
I have gotten over it. If my husband cheats on me, of course I'd be devastated. I'm human, I believe, just like all y'all too. But I'd be like, damn, like, what's the problem here?
Him. Because there's clearly something he's not getting out of this relationship. And he felt cheer down. And he felt like he needed to go somewhere else to get it from somebody else, girl. And it's not that you're not like... A lot of it just comes down to a lot of heterosexual men
want to have sex with women, or like want like they.
That's the issue.
See, but that's-
and can we
Why don't
solve this?
Why don't you just talk? Like
Well,
if you guys are
yeah.
married and you have that emotional
I feel like there's like there's things
relationship,
before that.
happen though. We know that people don't.
I think we should work to changing that.
We should, but that doesn't mean I'm going to.
I think we should work to changing that, man, and just like we should all just turn to Christ, bro, and just like read the Bible like five times a day, bro, and just like God is like love, bro, and Christianity has ever done any harm to anybody on planet Earth ever, and
Unconditionally love you just because you went and had an indiscretion. I wouldn't do that to my son. My son F's up all the time and does crazy shit. I'm like, where on God's green earth did you learn that? That doesn't mean I stopped loving him.
For men, I feel like we take cheating a lot more personally as opposed to women. It goes into the ego.
People's boundaries are all different. So if, you have perhaps been with no or less partners and then you get married, to learn that that person cheated would be proportionally much more devastating to someone who's had maybe a lot of relationship experience and therefore that's more of an active part in their life. So I think that everyone's boundaries are different. So for some people, I have seen them get over it. I know for me personally, I would say that I'm a woman that would take that devastatingly seriously and would not look lightly at it. So it depends on the person's boundaries.
If you had children and if you had a family involved, you would break up your family over a man's.
Probably yes, honestly, because if you went out and made that decision to leave me to go get something from someone else, if this is a monogamous relationship, there is clearly something you need to deal with. And us talking about it as much as we can talk about it and talk it through, you need to talk about it with a therapist somewhere. Because I don't think I can stay in a situation with that. I really don't. Like, the trust is broken. The trust is broken. You cannot get it back. It is broken. It is broken.
One-time indiscretion.
Yes.
That would adversely affect your child and possibly send her to the stripper pole.
Where did we? What?
That would adversely affect your child and possibly send her to the stripper pole.
I don't feel comfortable. Answering that question because I feel like it's making a lot of.
That feels like
I feel like that.
We don't want to
just
answer
shows,
those questions, but
that shows an example onto the kids.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is not that bad of a thing.
Yeah, and I think that like somebody cheating on you is more than just like a physical thing. Like that's a break of trust, and I feel like if you can't have that trust in someone, then I also don't want them to be like raising my kids with me.
Yeah. So we're all saying that love is conditional is the end of
Yeah, girl, mi madre birthed me, right? That love, no matter what she did to me in my life, I have a lot of love for her. That's a different conversation. I met you. You forget, you met me. You met me. And then you want to go do that. Oh, yeah, bye. Bye. We can talk about it. And that talk will lead you to getting out of the house. Okay, miss? Bye. Okay. Bye. Okay. Bye.
Monogamy is overrated.
Oh, the Christians are gonna go in on this one. Can I just skip this? I really don't want to hear. I think because of our like instinctual, natural, animalistic, primitive instincts, I don't actually know if monogamy works for us. I think that's an attempt at religion to try and civilize us and control us, like man with woman, get baby, God, is that what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't think it's overrated. I think it works for a lot of people. But I feel like we're entering into an era now where it's time that we begin to maybe continue to keep questioning what we believe.
3, 2, 1.
monogamy is overrated.
Sorry. Of course. Come on, man, get over here, get your foot over here. You know you belong here. At least
I know.
I'll think about it.
We're like in a second.
Think about it. We're taught from the Disney, all these fairy tales. It's like you're supposed to be with that one and only. So it's very frightening to break something traditional. But after like a few months with it, I just knew I'm like, this is the right choice. I've been in the most happiest of relationships. I just celebrated my 3 years with my primary partner, as well as my 2 year.
This white girl. Oh, you know. Wait a minute. Look at the white girl's eyes. Look at you, girl. You know she went to Happy Days camp. You know she went to Christian Bible study. You know. Oh, I gotta shut up.
As well as my 2 year anniversary with my secondary partner. But it's like, you know, I do think that monogamy is kind of overrated. I don't think that there's anything like, you know, wrong with it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But I do think that non-monogamy and poly relationships should be something that, like, it's looked at as an option.
I think nowadays I know more open relationships than I do strictly closed relationships with the people that I know. I would say I disagree that monogamy is overrated, but I do agree that for some people like yourself, poly relationships work better. So I don't look down upon them. I think whatever works for you works for you.
Yes.
But I can still say that for like someone like myself, or people that are similarly just very focused and have like strict kind of like, I just can't ever, oh my God, I could never imagine more than like one person.
It's a lot.
It depends on the person, so therefore I don't think monogamy is overrated. I think it depends on the person, and I think for me it's definitely not over. It's the only option. For you, poly is like the right way, so it just depends. I'm completely non-judgmental. I think it just depends.
I just want to say, I don't mind monogamy, right? I just don't like a controlling relationship where it's completely like, no, you can't nobody else, but at the same time, you want me one.
Bro, I literally know Asher. I don't like know him. But you know what I mean? Like, I grew up in a neighborhood with somebody like him. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Right. And
Exactly.
So, you know, me and my ex was together for 5 years. I actually broke up with her in April. But for 2.5 years out that relationship, we was barely, we're like maybe once a month. Yeah. Then I moved her in the crib. Yeah. And then when I moved her,
that's a lot of information. Is he in therapy? I don't know.
In the house for the whole first year of her living in the house, she just didn't want to have sex.
That's right.
Yeah. Now we had an agreement that we had agreed on where we could do various things that we just didn't want to know about and stuff like that, right? And because you wasn't me like that, I was handling the agreement, like I was following the agreement. But because there were certain things that wasn't necessarily 100% out there, that created complications in the relationship to the point that it ended up to us breaking up.
I think it's definitely like, it has a place, like for certain people. Like obviously we have 2 people who are like very religious here, and it works well for them. And I just think like if I was in an open relationship, I would go crazy. Like even when I'm in like a normal relationship where it's like I don't expect them to cheat on me, I'm still like it's
suspect.
Yeah. So I just like I can't imagine a world where I would agree with that. And also before I had like loved someone or like dated anybody, I was like, oh no, I could totally be in an open relationship. And then I actually did, and I was like, oh.
Are you a very sexual person? Just curious though.
Like kind of.
Kind of.
Sure.
It's like
So if your partner was very sexual too, and he's like, baby, like I want to be with you, but you always just shut him down because you ain't in the mood.
That's like never happened.
Okay, but I'm just
like I just feel like that's like personally for me not an issue. But also, I don't know. I think that would definitely be a conversation if there was like an imbalance. But also, I think there's different things that make people compatible as partners, and that's definitely one of them.
What he's saying is the cry of many men today is that they're not getting enough sex from their partner.
Because like, do you know how much it like? Okay, I can't speak about the, like female bodies, but it takes a lot to prepare for stuff to just go in the body, in different holes in the body, okay? They literally said the cry of many men, and you know, many men, and you know what? Go ahead, Janelle.
And not just sex. It's not like men are like, oh, I'm heartless.
That connection.
But listen, men need sex to create intimacy. Women need intimacy to have sex. And people get married and then fuck around. It's like, just don't get married.
Men need sex to create intimacy. Women need intimacy to have sex, to create sex. And sex forms. No, I don't agree with that, because a lot of men just like do a little 1-2 pump, dump, and then like, okay, well,
marry married then, and stay like this boy. Don't need intimacy. Women need intimacy to have sex. And people get married and then fuck around. It's like, just don't get married then, and stay like this boy. Dates and anniversaries every
Y'all two are my people. I swear to God. Y'all two are my people.
Next month is his 1-year anniversary with partner number 3. Like, just, you know what I mean? Just
Be out there doing your dates, and does that make sense?
By the end of the day, nobody should dictate your relationship because everyone's gonna try to push what they think works for, you know, this is what's best for you. Like, I'm over it. I'm like, why? So I can be frustrated and pissed off, and like, I've tried it. To me, it did not work.
I want to take perspective because, you know, Christian, I'm gonna take perspective.
I was literally about to pause it and say, I'm gonna see how long he goes without mentioning Christian or God, and he 0. That's probably how long he lasts in the bedroom. Yeah.
That's a little away from my biblical views, and notice.
Girl, okay, I'm gonna put something on the screen right now if I can find anything that like, where the Bible like fully supports monogamy or polyamory or, okay. I don't know if I found anything, but if I found something, then it's there. If it's not there, then it's not there. But I really don't think, girl, do you know what? Oh my God, these people are so frustrating. Have you even read the Bible? Have you read the Bible front to back, back to front? Have you done the research? Girl, this book was written over 2,000 years ago. And, sorry.
Respect, but I do think polygamy is just laziness.
Not polygamy.
I think
this is polyamory. Polygamy is when it's multiple wives, just one person.
I see that as laziness, that you don't want to commit to someone in the hard times. Like you were talking about a little bit about, well, they're not getting fulfilled sexually, so why not find it somewhere else? Yeah. Why not just do the hard work to work on your relationship?
I agree with you.
I was ready for this.
That's my boy right there, bro. Girl, that's my girl. All right. They said I was ready for this one.
And I mean, there's such a emotional, there's a psychological just importance in being with one person.
Yeah.
I mean,
Care bonding.
So then why do we have such a high divorce rate?
I'm gonna tell you this right now, girl. It works for some and it fails for others.
I agree with you on that.
Why do we have such a high divorce rate?
Why are people still cheating? Why is open?
Because they're not. Because our country, I think, is lazy. We don't want to have these hard conversations.
We don't want to have the hard conversations, bro, that just lead to like us committing to each other. And you know what? Like, monogamy is cool. It's dope. It's fun. So is polyamory. It's cool. It's dope. It's fun. So is polygamy. It's cool. Well, figure it out. We'll grow and figure it out. But it's like, to say that someone's way of being is like laziness, girl. Your beliefs is whew.
So maybe we should go to therapy. Maybe we should try to get help because we love one another. It's like, nah,
or
I
even
can go
to
get
talk
this.
about it, period. Just to talk about it, right?
So me and my ex, we actually did couples therapy because again, we was barely for like 2.5 years, bro. We went to couples therapy. Next thing you know, everything was great for like a month. And then one day she just blew up. She said, man, I still don't feel like you, this, and that. Like she went in, bro. You know what I mean? So at the same time, there was a point in my relationship where it really just came to the point like, baby, I love everything else about you. You know what I mean, right? This area sucks. Are you still attracted to me? She said, yes, I'm still attracted to you, right? Well, here's the thing. If you just don't want to have sex with me, right? Go f some other dudes. I don't give a Let's have that conversation, right? Because I get everything else I want from you anyway.
And that's the thing, like, the two Christians on the left-hand side, Christianity has such a rigid view of so many things. It's like, this has to work this one specific way and nothing else can be true, right? All men behave this one way. All women behave this one way because they're created in God's image, right? And to be anything else than heterosexual, white, cisgender, all these things conventionally attract. It's like, but in your eyes we're made in God's image. I mean, like, your spiritual book is mistranslated, altered, and changed. But go watch my TED Talk. But it's just like, girl, no. It's sad.
Ways. I was open to the idea. I want to be with my woman, but if you don't want to do this, I'm fine. Just
yeah,
we're on the same page.
I mean, I understand the importance of sex, but there's self-sacrifice in every relationship you need to make. If you're happy with her and everything she had, but you also have a value on.
This boy was hurt. This boy was hurt when he was younger. He had to be hurt when he was younger. This boy is hiding something, girl. This boy is hiding something. Stop, Isaiah. Stop. Stop. That's not okay. Stop. He's ahead. Man.
If you're happy with her and everything she had, but you also have a value on sex, then maybe she's not the right person.
But the thing was, did I want to go look for greener grass, or did I just want to water my own grass? I stuck it out for 5 years, bro.
That's another aspect of being like romantically compatible with someone, and sometimes there's like one thing that's not there and that sucks. But it's like if that, especially if that other person, that's something that they prioritize. Like personally, if my partner was like, oh, like I love like everything about you, but like this is not compatible, and they wanted to go sleep with other people, like that would make me feel so bad about myself.
And that's why you do what works for you.
That's what you do.
I'm just saying like that's like a compatibility issue then I think, because I'm not your ex-girlfriend, I don't know how she feels, but if I were in that scenario, I just like that just would make me so sad, even though it's like it's not your fault that there's that imbalance.
The comments gonna talk so much shit.
Yeah,
right.
They're gonna be like, he's a
The day I
slut,
broke up with my girl, bro, she told me, I won't say everything. The day I broke with my girl, she said, man, she's like, I just be counting down the days. Like, we had sex in like 12 days. I gotta go have sex with y'all. Otherwise, Ashley gonna get mad, you know what I mean, right? And I'm hearing all this and shit, right? You know what I mean? So she said a bunch, and I felt like I had to break up with her, right?
Yeah, no, that's...
Did not want to. I feel like I had to.
Yeah, that would definitely take a toll on you.
I think all this goes back to clear communication, because if I don't think that cheating means that polyamory would actually be the solution to that. I think that it goes back to your values and what works for you. And I think that I would maybe venture to say that more people might be poly than, you know, are exploring that right now. And still, at the same time, monogamy, I think, works for a lot of people. So it's all what works for you.
I would date someone in this room.
The two Christians are gonna be like, no, bro, I'm just like faithful to my partner. The dude with the long hair, I think if there was anyone in the room I would date, it'd be the dude with the long hair. I cannot lie. I can't lie, girl.
3, 2.
And the Save Our Children, that guy, and the, he took off the Save Our Children shirt and he was just like a normal, regular human gay dude, whatever. Him and then the dude in the blue. Yeah, another black dude in the back.
2, 1.
Wait, I don't know these people.
Surprised he was over here. I'm like,
wait a minute! Oh my God! I told you he's cheating on his wife. He went to the. Look, I would date someone in this room. Bro, it's over. It's over. Both of the Christians, the girl in the green said, I would date someone. The cutie said, I would date somebody. Bro.
He was over here. I'm like, what are you doing?
I know, I was like, he's already said what we're doing
The energy is cool.
You just have to have a pulse, and we'll go out with you.
That's not how that is.
Perfect example, right? Like Janelle, she got good energy, right? Now imagine Janelle might be the coolest person. Next thing you know, you start getting to know her, she might be crazy. You'd be like,
Bro. What? Okay.
Over here all of a sudden.
Generally, the few people I've been attracted to, they look like Tim Burton dolls, or just like weird goth people. Yeah, just like weird goth people. So like, it's just coincidence. It's very rare that I see these people, so it's not a personal thing.
Sir?
My girlfriend would kill me, and
Respect.
I like to think I'm pretty picky, so.
But am I not your type though?
You got me feeling some type of way now that you say it. I don't know.
So you're my good side?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, for me, beliefs are extremely important.
She's blushing.
Oh my God, they're gonna start dating. I thought he had like a wife. Oh my God, they're gonna start dating. Oh, it's so nasty.
I'm trying to get all flirty, but you are also very gorgeous.
They're
That's so nasty.
But no, beliefs are very important within relationships. I think I look into, obviously I have a desire to be a husband and one day be a father, and I think if you have difference in beliefs, it's very hard to raise coherently.
Absolutely.
I think that just is extremely important.
I don't know what, girl. Okay. You know, that was an interesting experience, girl. It was an interesting experience, but I will say, you know, men and women can't be friends. I have plenty of female friends. And straight men and straight women can't be friends, yes. Like, investigate what y'all believe. Don't just sit around and just believe certain things because you were told to believe them, girl. This was fun. I pretty much said everything I had to say, girl. And, yeah, ciao.